Good afternoon to all. I am Praveen. I hope all of you will be very fine and safe in your home. Actually, in wireless network, we have finished the unit number 1, 2, 4, and 5. So let us start the unit number 3. So the first important 13 mark question of unit number 3 will be UMTS core network architecture. So before entering into the topic, first we have to know about the UMTS. So UMTS stands for Universal Mobile Telecommunication System. It is a third generation mobile communication system which provide various range of broadband services to the worldwide. So the data rate usage for this UMTS will be up to 2 megabit per second. So the important concept of this architecture will be UCN. UCN stands for UMTS core network. So this UCN consisting of two types of entity. Entity is nothing but structure. So the first structure will be circuit switching entity and second will be packet switching entity. So this circuit switching and packet switching will be already studied in unit number 4. So the basic difference between the circuit switching and the packet switching, the circuit switching will be connection oriented and packet switching will be connectionless. So this circuit switching entity, they are providing two types of services like voice and data services. Similarly, packet switching entity, they will providing the packet based service like nothing but internet facilities. So next we are going for the functional entities of circuit switching and packet switching. So the circuit switching has two types of functional entities. One will be MSC and second will be GMSC. MSC stands for Mobile Switching Center and GMSC stands for Gateway MSC. So what is the main responsibility of this MSC? It is responsible to establish a connection between the mobile user with network and mobile user with other network or the mobile user with external data network. So the example for mobile user with a network will be if both sender and receiver using a same network. Second one, the mobile user with other network means the sender will using one network and receiver will using other network. Third one, the mobile user with external data network nothing but the mobile user will communicating the landline phone nothing but the PSTN, public switching telephone network. So second will be gateway MSC, that is gateway MSC is used to determining the most important term VMSC. VMSC stands for Visited Mobile Switching Center. So this VMSC, they will determining the location of the subscriber. As well as this VMSC will be interfacing with PSTN, that is public switching telephone network. So next functionality will be SDSN, that is serving GPRS support node, and this SDSN, GGSN, DNS will be already studied in unit number 4. So first we are going for SDSN. Just I recollect the first three parameters. So SDSN, they will handle all the packet data within the network. When you are going for GGSN, they used to interworking with two types of network. Suppose I am using the GPRS network and my friend are using the packet switch network. Now I am going with the helping of this GGSN, I am going to interworking with both GPRS network as well as the external packet switch network. So the example for the external packet switch network will be PSTN or ISDN, etc. And third will be domain name server. So this domain name server will maintain a directory, and this directories will transform the messages or alphabets into the IP address. So I already explained the domain name server in the class itself with the example. Suppose you are visiting the Anna University results, you will just type www.annauniv.edu. By using of this server, they will convert the alphabets into IP address. So the remaining 3 entities will be looked after in the upcoming slides. So this is a UMTS network architecture. So in this network architecture, you are going to connecting 2 entities like circuit switched and packet data network. Along with, they are going for the Utron, and this Utron will be the second 13 mark question of unit number 3. So we can connect the mobile phone and laptop or desktop or tablet along with Utron. So in this diagram, this Utron will be acting as a access point. So remaining parameters will be looked after in the upcoming slides. So this is the logical architecture of UMTS network architecture. So this diagram will be somewhat difficult, so we have to practice by drawing 2 or 3 times. So in this diagram, just we are going to list out the most important networks and most important component using in the architecture. So next we are going to see some of the additional split out functional areas which is using for the core network. Suppose if I need only the packet switching service, now we can go for 3G GGSN or 3G SDSN. Suppose I need only the circuit switching service, now we can go for 3G MSC or 3G BLR. BLR stands for visitor location register. Suppose I need both circuit switching and packet switching, means I can go for 3G HLR. So apart from this, it also includes some types of additional areas, nothing but network management system. So this network management system will have some types of sub-functions like billing and provisioning, service management, element management. So billing, nothing but the bill which will be issued by the particular network towards the user. Provisioning is nothing but they are preparing a new network, and this network will provide the new services to the user. The service management is also somewhat related to the provisioning, and in this the most important sub-function will be EMS. EMS stands for Element Management System. So they will consisting of system and application, and this structure will use to manage and handling the network element of the architecture. And second function will be SCP, that is Service Control Point. So this SCP will providing a security services to the user. So the main function of this SCP, they will transform the files or transmit the file in secured form from sender towards the receiver. And third will be the SSP. SSP stands for Service Signaling Point. That is, it is nothing but telephone exchange which initially responds to the subscriber. So without this SSP, we cannot communicate within the network or outside network. And fourth will be ATM or SDH bar IP switch bar transport infrastructure, and this will be the transport layer, and which will be looked after in the next slides. So today we are going to see only one interface structures called 3G MSC. So the 3G MSC, it is a main network element which provide circuit switching services. So the main function of this element is nothing but they are providing 2 types of activity. One will be the control function, and second will be interfacing. Interfaces. So what are all interfaces will be providing by this 3G MSC will be SS7, MAP, ISUP. SS7 is nothing but Signaling System 7. It is a international telecommunication standard. So they will define how the data will exchange through the digital signal network. And when you are going for the term MAP stands for Mobile Application Part. So they will describe how to transmit the information between 2 types of different network or two types of same network. And third one will be ISUP. The full form of ISUP is nothing but ISDN user pod. ISDN implies integrated service digital network system. So it is mainly designed to transmit the information through digital phone line, and they will comparing the voice quality with analog phone line. So when you are comparing the voice quality, this ISDN network have a better clarity. So apart from this, the main function of this 3G MSC, they are providing the interconnection between the external network like PSTN and ISDN. So now we are listing following functionalities of 3G MSC. So the first functionality will be mobility management. So in this they are providing following functions like how to attach the two types of network, how to attach the sender and receiver within the particular network, and second how to authenticate the attachment, and third how to updating the HLR, that is nothing but the home location register. So what is meaning of home location register now? It is a central database. So this central database have the details of each subscriber. Suppose you belongs to Airtel network now. In the HLR of Airtel network, your information, your home address, your IP address, the total informations will be enclosing in the HLR of Airtel network. And next we are going for the term SRNS location. So SRNS nothing but serving radio network subsystem. So already you have studied unit number 4. Not only unit number 4, the most important parameter of wireless network will be that is ISM, that is 2.4 GHz ISM band, that is radio waves. So when you are going for the SRNS, whenever the control is changed from one radio network system to another radio network system, that is nothing but SRNS relocation. And the inter-system handle nothing but exchanging of information between two different types of network or two within a network. And second important function will be called management. So this function will handle the call setup messages between two UEs. UE nothing but user equipment or mobile phone. And third will be supplementary services. So they will handle the supplementary services like call diverting or call waiting between the two UE or mobile phone. And fourth will be circuit switch data services. Here the most important concept will be IWF. IWF nothing but interworking function. So this interworking function, they will provide the rate adaptation. The rate adaptation is nothing but the data rate speed between the two network. So within the data rate speed, the two network can make a communication. And the most important function will be message translation. So the best example for message translation of this circuit switching data service will be fax. And fifth one will be SS7 MAP and RA-NAP interfaces. So by using these interfaces, we can originating the call. That is, we can starting the call and also we can terminating the call. So to starting the call and terminating the call, these interfaces will using the protocol called RA-NAP. So RA-NAP stands for Radio Access Network Application Pod. It is a most important protocol used in UMTS. But this RA-NAP protocol will prefer the SS7, nothing but signaling system 7 interfaces. So next function will be short message service. So this functionality, they will allow the user to send and receive the message within the network or outside network. So for this, they are using the different types of additional services like SMS, GMSC, SMS IWMSC, which is look after in the next case. And seventh one will be VLR functionality. So the VLR is nothing but a database that may be located within 3G MSC. So what is the difference between HLR and VLR means? HLR, they will securely place all the information about the subscriber. But when you are going for VLR, the VLR, they will only tell about the overall subscriber involving in the MSC activity. So apart from this, the main important function of this VLR, they will act as a storage capacity for the subscriber. The subscriber data will be stored by this VLR function. And also they are providing the mobility. So mobility is nothing but movement of data from one portion towards the another portion. And the eighth function will be OAM. So OAM stands for operation, administration and maintenance. In this case, operation, administration, maintenance function will be performing by the base station. And last function of this 3G MSC will be vocoding. So vocoding is nothing but we are going to use the concept of voice codec. So this voice codec will analyze and synthesize the human voice signal. So they mainly using for different types of applications like audio, data compression, multiplexing the different types of signals, mainly for voice encryption and voice transformation. So these are the 9 different functionality that can provide by the 3G MSC. Up to this we finishing today class. Tomorrow we look after the remaining chapter. Thank you.